When you think of seaweed, what comes to mind? For most of us, it's probably that slimy green stuff that washes up on the beach, right? But what if I told you that's just scratching the surface of an incredible story? Today, we're diving deep into how seaweed is so much more than what we see on the shore.
I mean, really think about it. What if this totally overlooked organism holds the key to groundbreaking medicines, to reviving ancient cultures, and maybe even to helping heal our planet? Let's get into it.
And look, this isn't some far-off science fiction dream. It's real. For more than half a century, scientists have been tapping into the ocean's unbelievable biological library, finding incredible drugs that tackle everything from cancer to chronic pain.
To survive in a brutally competitive underwater world, marine organisms had to evolve some seriously complex and unique chemicals. And what that's created is this massive, untapped pharmacy just sitting there in the ocean, full of compounds we're only just beginning to understand.
Now, the scientific term for these amazing compounds is marine natural products, or MNPs. And we're not talking about simple chemicals here. These are incredibly complex structures, built and perfected by evolution over millions of years. The kind of thing that's almost impossible for us to just dream up in a lab. They give scientists brand new blueprints for drugs that can work in completely new ways.
But, finding these drugs is no walk in the park. Researchers face three huge challenges. First, you have to find these novel molecules in an ocean that is just unbelievably vast and diverse. Second, let's say you find something promising. Now what? You have to solve the supply issue. How do you get enough of it for testing without wiping out an entire ecosystem? And finally, you have to pinpoint exactly how the compound works in the body to get its effect.
So, let's look at a story that shows exactly how scientists overcame these hurdles. It's an amazing journey that starts with a simple sea sponge and ends with a powerful drug that is still saving lives today.
And you can see here, RSC wasn't just a one-hit wonder. Not at all. It kicked off this whole wave of innovation. In 2004, we got a powerful painkiller that isn't an opioid, by the way, from the venom of a cone snail. And more recently, other marine compounds have become the foundation for really cutting-edge cancer treatments. The ocean, man, it just keeps on delivering.
Okay, let's really get into this one. The story kicks off back in the 1950s with a Caribbean sea sponge. Inside of it, scientists found two totally unique compounds, unlike anything they'd ever seen on land. This discovery was the key, the template that allowed chemists to synthesize a new drug, RSC. And its genius is how it works. It basically sneaks into cancer cells and pretends to be a piece of DNA, stopping the cancer from replicating. It was approved all the way back in 1969 and is still a cornerstone treatment for certain types of leukemia. How incredible is that?
But the value of marine life goes so much deeper than what we can find in a lab. For indigenous communities around the world, seaweed isn't just a resource, it's a vital part of their culture, their diet, their very identity. And right now, many of them are leading the charge to restore that connection.
This quote from Dune Lancard really says it all. It's about recognizing that these communities hold thousands of years of knowledge about how to live in balance with the ocean. And that knowledge is more important right now than ever before.
And we're seeing this wisdom in action all over the place. In Hawaii, the limuhui is passing down ancestral knowledge of seaweed, or limu, to the next generation. Up in Canada, the Haida Nation is restoring kelp forests to bring back traditional foods. And in Alaska, the Native Conservancy is building an entire new economy around kelp that provides jobs and restores the ecosystem at the same time.
What all these projects represent is a huge shift in perspective. It's a move away from an extractive mindset, which just sees nature as a resource to be taken for short-term profit, to a regenerative one. This worldview sees us as partners, as stewards, working with nature to create long-term health and balance for everyone.
And this regenerative idea isn't just a few local projects here and there. Nope, it's scaling up into a massive global industry. Seaweed farming is absolutely exploding around the world, and it's built on these very same principles of sustainability and regeneration.
And what's really wild is the sheer scale we're talking about. I mean, look at these numbers. China alone produces over 20 million tons of seaweed a year. This isn't some small niche crop. It's a global agricultural powerhouse, dominated by countries in Asia.
In fact, get this, seaweed now makes up 30% of all marine aquaculture by volume. 30%! Think about that. Nearly a third of everything we intentionally grow in the ocean is seaweed. It's a huge testament to its incredible versatility and its growing importance for food, for animal feed, and even for industrial products like bioplastics.
And this brings us to maybe the most exciting part of the entire story.
seaweed's incredible potential to help us fight climate change. It turns out these underwater forests are pretty much climate superheroes.
Every single year, naturally growing seaweed captures and sinks 173 million metric tons of carbon to the deep ocean, effectively locking it away for good. This is a powerful natural carbon sequestration system that's already at work, helping to balance our planet's climate.
And if you want to talk about future potential, just listen to this. One study estimated that if we were to cultivate kelp forests on just 9% of the world's oceans, we could not only lock away billions of tons of CO2, but we could also produce enough biomethane to completely replace our fossil fuel needs. It's just a staggering vision for a truly regenerative energy source.
So from life-saving medicines to cultural restoration and real climate solutions, seaweed offers so much. It's been a quiet, powerful force on this planet for eons. The only question left is, are we ready to finally learn its lessons?